For too long, India has been able to commit human rights violations in Kashmir without significant pushback because so many countries have strong economic ties with India and they see India as this obvious space for investment and a huge market. But I think that narrative of Indian soft power needs to kind of slowly erode.
What is life like for folks living in Kashmir, in the Indian territory and the Pakistani territory?
Yeah, that's a good question. In the Indian side of Kashmir, it's important for people to know that it is the most militarized zone in the world. So over 700,000 Indian troops are in Kashmir.
Wow.
And if we just think about at the height of the occupation of Iraq or Afghanistan, there might have been, between 150 to 200,000 U.S. troops. So this is an incredible amount of foreign troops that are not just at the border with Pakistan, but also in civilian areas. And as a result, life has been completely shifted in accordance to this. So there's been a number of human rights violations that have occurred, especially since the late 1980s. There's been mass rapes of Kashmiri women by Indian soldiers. There's been enforced disappearances. Kashmiri human rights groups say that between 8 to 10,000 people, mostly young men, have been disappeared, which means that to this day, their families do not know about their whereabouts. There's been mass graves that have been discovered by international organizations, extrajudicial killings, torture. I mean, there's a whole slew of human rights violations that have gone on. But beyond that, daily life is just difficult for any average Kashmiri. If you think about the day-to-day in terms of going to school, running a business, things like that, just things don't happen under a state of normalcy. So even today, schools have not been operating in Kashmir for over 2 months now. And this is a regular feature of most young people's lives. During days that have been curfewed, where there's strict shoot-on-sight orders, businesses are not in operation. So every single aspect of daily life gets impacted by this occupation.